Yeah, today I'm going to do a different set of slides for you, which I will send you later on. I thought maybe it would make it more interesting to go into a different slide. So we start with a very big smile as usual, everybody. So I hope you can see me. Yeah, I have changed my position. Yeah, everybody, good morning. Very glad to see you. Hope you are all doing fine, healthy, and safe at home. Please remember, stay at home as much as possible. So, I'll begin my class. I'm talking about not only sustainability today, I'm also talking about inclusiveness inclusiveness for sustainable growth. We need, every business needs to develop and grow, which is, I don't have to even say it, because unless you have growth, the business is not a business at all. So what is inclusiveness? This is a new thing, a new concept that I thought of bringing it. When you do sustainability, it is important to be all inclusive. Now, what am I talking about inclusive? Inclusiveness or including means encompassing everything concerned. It's a comprehensive concept. So when you do business growth, it doesn't mean you're growing only management or stakeholders' profits. You're not only talking about the wealth of the stakeholders, you're talking about the well being of everybody, all the stakeholders. I don't mean, see, not only increasing the wealth of the shareholders, but also increasing the well being of all the stakeholders. This is inclusiveness. Now, could be inclusiveness of gender, inclusiveness of diversity, inclusiveness of vendors, inclusiveness of teams. I'll give you examples one by one. See, we see that, for example, Walmart is the biggest employer in the United States. Most of the employees of Walmart are women. Most of them are women. And but if you see how many women are managers, only 2% of the managerial workforce is are women. So there's a big, huge disparity in what in the workforce. When there are so many women and so few managers, it makes you think: is there inclusiveness of gender? Is what you think. So give everybody a fair chance. Don't talk about the glass ceiling or the mommy track, etc. You should not think employers should not say, "Oh, this lady is going to have babies, and babies are going to be, not, sometimes their babies need mothers at home, so she's not going to come. That's why she doesn't deserve a promotion. Oh, she's pregnant. She doesn't deserve a promotion." These things, we have to think. Let her finish, let the baby arrive, and then I will give her a promotion. All these kind of things should not be there. If you give fair chance to everybody, all men and women, whatever gender alike, inclusive of, sorry, inclusive of the third gender, then you know for sure that you're being inclusiveness. You're having inclusiveness in the business as regards gender, inclusiveness of diversity. See, we generally have the habit of stereotyping people. We stereotype, we say, "Oh, are you from this place? You must be a great singer. Are you from this place? You must be eating this. Are you from this place? Don't you think, you do this? This is the way you speak. This is the way you pronounced things." We have heard it plenty in our country. Though we are, we have so much of diversity, we tend to make light fun of other people's communities, or manner of speaking, or manner of dressing, manner of eating. All this, when you talk about sustainability, one factor in that is inclusiveness. Inclusiveness of people, where there is tolerance, not even tolerance, acceptance, and a greater delight in diversity. Please remember, when there is diversity, there are various thoughts. When there is no diversity, there is no difference of opinion, there is no thing like change, and you just get into the same rut. You do not realize that you are going into the self, acculturation, like that mode. There's no, sorry, self. There's a, sorry, I am cannot remember the word. It's a criterion where it says, see, what I'm doing is the best, and everybody can do like how I do. It need not be. There are very many benchmark practices all over the world which are much far better, each one competing with the other in terms of quality. So, regiocentric attitude, polycentric, or geocentric attitude, or ethnocentric attitude. If it is a good thing, fine. Because see, you see, IKEA, they have an ethnocentric attitude, but their furniture is very good. At the same time, it is quite reasonable to buy. So if you, unless you're really good and you're convinced, the world also is convinced about it, uh, then okay, it's a benchmark practice. It is accepted, but you cannot go into the criterion where whatever I do is the good. My culture is the good. No, you have to open your mind. Then inclusiveness of vendors. For this, the best example is McDonald's. They say the success of McDonald's, after all, what does it sell? A bun with a patty inside and some accompaniment of vegetables, which easily can be done at home. Why do we have to go to McDonald's, sit in that ambience, and eat the same thing that you could eat at home? It is, they say, the success of McDonald's is one of the main factors is that the inclusiveness of vendors. Maybe I'm repeating to you this story, but about the person in Pune who started growing lettuce from the seeds provided by McDonald's, and one of the biggest supplier of lettuce to McDonald's in India as well as McDonald's abroad. It gave him a livelihood, and naturally there is a loyalty between business partners that I will give the best lettuce to McDonald's because they provided the seeds with the intention of getting lettuce for them. See, not all lettuce in India is tasty. Some is too crunchy, too thick to be eaten raw. Some lettuce is bitter too, and you have to have the right kind of crunchiness, the right kind of sweetness to lettuce if it has to be eaten raw. All right, then, so next, so I've talked to you about inclusiveness of gender, inclusiveness of diversity, and inclusiveness of vendors. Now I'm talking about inclusiveness of teams. There can be many teams in your inside your organization or outside the organization. You have to consider the feelings of all these people. There is a beautiful example. See, it doesn't really go with this teams example, but I'll tell you. Teams, I would like to talk in terms of, instead of just teams, I could talk about employees. See, it is said an American multinational went into a certain Asian country, and before the inaugural, the American was talking to some of his American compatriots and the local people, and he says, "I want to do something special because for the this place, because there are a lot of local employees. I want them to feel that we are concerned about them, that we care for them." Then one of his team said, "Sir, I have a suggestion. When we built this factory, there was a small, worshipping place, something like a temple with a local deity there. Since the person who owned the land sold the land and had no, emotional attachment to the deity during, and the factory had to be built, we had to remove the deity and the place of worship. So I would suggest that you do something about it." The American was really impressed with the suggestion. At the entrance of the factory, he dedicated a small little building. He made a small little building and had that local deity established there with the help of local, priests. And he saw that on the day of inaugural, the local people who were employed in that factory, there was joy all around. And suddenly, the factory, which was a foreign factory, became, our factory. So this it is necessary to have inclusiveness in terms of employees too. Many a times there are global union federations, GUFs, and there are labor relations issues. These also need to be taken care of. I'll give you one example. The Japanese clothing company Uniqlo, it addresses social challenges in Bangladesh through its core business activities. You know Grameen Bank Group in Bangladesh. It is a social business. Now what it did is Uniqlo, UNIQLO, conducted a social business entirely within Bangladesh from production to sales. What it did is it engaged low income populations in the planning, manufacturing and distribution processes. You see, from the planning to the manufacturing to the distribution, local people were involved. Uniqlo launched a product line of t-shirts targeting low income groups. So Uniqlo manufactured low income t-shirts reasonably that could be reasonably sold. The t-shirts were distributed and sold by Grameen ladies. Who are Grameen ladies? Women who are working towards financial independence, that is microfinancing, through loans from Grameen Bank. So any woman who's taking microfinancing loans from Grameen Bank is considered to be a Grameen lady, because that's the branch is called. Mohammed Yunus is the founder. It's a very famous concept of how he has brought up Grameen Bank. Women sell the t-shirts from door to door in rural areas. All profits are reinvested in the social business. The project targeted production and sales of 1 million t-shirts and 1,500 jobs created within 3 years. So you see, this is one beautiful example of inclusivity. One more inclusiveness of customer and vendor. Again, I'm talking about McDonald's. It's supposed to restructure its business and increase its number of franchised. I'm talking about McDonald's. McDonald's will restructure its business and increase its number of franchised restaurants globally. It says Chief Executive Steve in 2015, Steve Easterbrook said he wanted to move away from the cumbersome structure and increase digital engagement. You see, in digital engagement, customers and employees, everybody can say what they want. For example, we have a McDonald's in Mosque Road and Fresita. Now, suppose there is a young chap working there, and he feels there is a setup. He feels that he's a maybe he is a local. He's from Fraser Town itself, and his friends tell him, "See, yaar, if this could be here, this could be here. We could enter like this and sit here. There would be no disturbance, and this way, or you could, some kind of kaizen change in the maybe a structure, maybe in the way you're serving, maybe in the way the whole procedure of taking your orders and supplying your orders and all that." So such a person feels, now this young chap there feels, suppose McDonald's knew that this new whatever change I'm suggesting can bring about positive results, but there's no way to tell. In digital engagement, there is a way for all employees, for customers, for everyone to talk and tell the McDonald's, say, this is not something that we like, this is something that we like, okay, or that is something that we like, okay. He says, we'd like less simple talk of millennials as though they are one simple group with shared attitudes. There may not be. Millennials do not have shared attitudes. We can no longer afford to carry legacy commitments, legacy structure, and legacy attitudes. He was willing for a change. Okay. Now, Cremica Industries, another example, worked with another McDonald's supplier from Europe. to develop technology and expertise, which allowed Cremica to expand its business from baking to also providing breading and batters to McDonald's India and other companies. All right, this is one another example. All right. Again, I'm going to quote the Pune example again, but before that, Cremica Industries worked with McDonald's supplier from Europe to develop technology and expertise. So, Cremica could expand its business from baking to also providing breading and batters. All right. Now, in agriculture, again, they worked with farmers in Uti, Pune, and Dehradun to cultivate high quality lettuce called iceberg lettuce. Iceberg lettuce has the inherent quality, the amount of crunchiness, sufficient amount of crunchiness, sufficient amount of sweetness, and not bitterness to be eaten. Okay. What McDonald's did is it includes sharing advanced agricultural technology. Farmers from Uti, Pune, and Radun, it provided them advanced agricultural technology and expertise like utilization of drip irrigation systems. Drip irrigation system helps you to save a whole lot of water, at the same time gives the plant just adequate amount of water, and which reduces overall water consumption. Then also they provided better seeds and agricultural management practices, which resulted in greater yield. So, using digital tools, McDonald's can find, listen to, and mobilize a community around an issue. Digital engagement means any use of social media by a corporate organization, how they promote participation in policy making. Now, many organizations in our country allow us to give an opinion about their products to them. See, for example, when you buy from Amazon, you are asked for a review and what is your experience on the product. So based on the review, people go on and buy. If there is a review saying you have to be careful of this aspect of the product, people are careful about that particular aspect of the product. It makes them aware. So this is called digital engagement, and McDonald enabled it too. See, one more thing is PepsiCo. It launched the initiative enterprise Ethiopia, ETHIOPEA, together with the UN agency called World Food Program, WFP, and United States Agency for International Development, USAID. The initiative was to increase chickpea production in Ethiopia. See, PepsiCo has several foods. You need some base for the food. So they found that this chickpea, the Kabuli chana that we are talking about, gives an excellent base because it is nutrition provider. At the same time, it has the qualities which go as a base, many positive qualities. So the idea of developing Ethiopia in Ethiopia was Ethiopia, PEA, developed by, as I told you, PepsiCo, to improve Ethiopian farmers' chickpea yield. Also to develop, that it is the chickpea is a nutrient-rich, ready-to-use supplementary food, and also this one not only does it give a base, nutrition base for PepsiCo's foods, it also gave food for the local Ethiopians to address malnutrition. All right. Also, when Ethiopia started manufacturing chickpeas, it scaled up and strengthened the European Chickpea Supply Foundation for both domestic market in Ethiopia and export market. For PepsiCo, chickpea-based products are an important part of the company's strategy to build a $30 billion global nutrition business by this year. So you have inclusivity of supplier in this concept. I also told you about inclusivity of when I talked about inclusivity of women in the class. I told you about the Al Johara initiative that was launched in Qatar, where when excuse me, when where there is the Shariat law, and then women can be approached only by women to for the sale of mobile phones, and that is what they are doing. Okay, so plenty of examples like this. So yeah, I'm on. I'm on. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Yes. So you have various, on this one. There is something called co-opetition. It describes companies working in alliance. Co-opetition is based on cooperation and competition. It is based on the games theory that I taught you in operations research. It helps to understand various strategies and outcomes through specifically designed games. Now you have the zero sum game where the winner takes all and the loser is left empty handed. Proponents see this is competition, where zero sum game is competition, I think, where winner takes all and loser is left empty handed. But the proponents of co-opetition claim it can lead to a plus sum game in which the sum of what is gained by all the players is greater than the combined sum of what the players entered the game with. Some say there are three players and they have each put 100 rupees. That would be 300. But when they take home, the total amount taken will be much more than 300. All right. It gives four defined player destinations at the corners. That is customers, suppliers, competitors, as well as complementers whose product adds value to yours. All right. Now we have the airlines alliances, the Star Alliance, etc. Airlines, many, almost all airlines have alliances because if it so happens like this, say, suppose someone wants to go into a European country, and in that particular European country, that particular airline doesn't come to India, so it can go with Indian Airlines, and Indian Airlines will pick up Indian passengers from our country to a place that the airlines of that company, that country comes, and then these passengers can be shifted into that airplane and taken to the required destination. So these are the all the airline alliances. I will not take a long class today. It's just about half an hour. I want to close now. I will come back on Thursday and I will do the rest of the class. Currently, my topic will be on co-opetition and inclusivity of vendor, inclusivity of women, gender, as well as inclusivity of the employees and the inclusivity of society as well. So then again we come into a concept which has to be included in sustainability according to me, and it is called social entrepreneurship. All right, with this I will conclude my class. Keep smiling, all of you. I want a big smile. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep your mental please do not panic. All right. uh, Fear is the key for a lot of trouble. Please do not panic, please do not be afraid. All right, it weakens your strength. You need strength, and strength is what we need to fight. Think of it as a battle which we have to fight. The current situation has to be seen as a battle, as a challenge which we have to win. Do not be defeated by the situation. It's very easy to be defeated by the situation. Be strong. I know at my age itself, I feel very difficult to be sitting at home most of the time. I know how you youngsters must be feeling, but such kind of compassion and all this is not the way to. This is not the time to express it. We are not here to say, oh poor things, you are at home. Why don't you go out for a spin and come? No, I'm not going to say that at all. Don't go for any spins. When you buy necessities, once again I'm reiterating what I told you. Make a list of the things you want to buy and go buy once and come. Is that clear? Don't go out more than necessary. And then please follow the government rules and regulations regarding the lockout. The government is doing it for us, for our benefit, for our safety. Please do not ignore. Don't say, police are standing in this road, I'll go on that road, haha. No, this is not a game. This is not a game. Don't say I escaped the police and I went for a spin and come. That is not victory. That is false victory. Yeah, if the police are standing there, they are risking their lives to save yours. Remember, every person who is working as a COVID warrior is risking, excuse me, is risking their lives to save yours. Please have consideration, please have compassion and kindness and respect for towards these people who are risking their own lives, risking the lives of their families to be on the roads to help you. Have the greatest hats off to these people. Please give maximum respect to them. Don't make them the butt of your jokes. This is not correct. All right, I've seen some people doing that. It pains me to do it, not my students. Please be living examples of what students should be. Be role models for others. That is what I'll ask you to do. Stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy. Give a big smile. A smile is one way of winning. Take care. God bless. I'll call off.